All right, so what's up, everyone? Hope you guys are excited. I know that if you show up to my YouTube or my Twitch channel, you normally show up to watch high-level players play. And with that said, here we have in the blue, T90 Official. You know, this player is a player who has so much potential going forward. If only he would dedicate himself to playing the game instead of just talking about other people playing the game. I mean, the distance he could go... Okay, I'll stop. T90, that's me. This is a game I played a week or two ago. One of many examples I found against a civ I'm going to talk about in this upload. T90 versus Survivalist. Survivalist is a great player who thinks out of the box a little more than some people do, around 2K, 2K1, depending on where he's at. Now, we went... I believe I had Frank selected. Yeah, that's probably a civ I would have selected if someone didn't want to go random, and Survivalist had selected Burgundians soon after they'd come out. And at that point, and maybe even at this point, people are thinking, well, truthfully, Burgundians are a little underwhelming. Yes, you can research the eco upgrades 1H earlier. Yes, you can get Cavalier and Castle. Yes, you can get Paladin right away and Imp. But if you think of the strengths of Franks, you've got the Berry bonus, the Forge bonus, the Paladins. Franks are just the better civilization if you're playing Burgundians the way that high-level players typically play. Just going to leave that there. Not going to say anything more about that for now. So, there's a player I'm going to make a video on. And I was trying to kind of go off of the build order that I had died to maybe 30 minutes before this match. I'm not going to say his name yet because that's going to spoil some of my content. And I don't know if you guys know him yet. But he goes for some wacky stuff, man. Like Drush into double scouts. I saw him picking Teutons for like 2 weeks and going for crazy Teuton plays of all things. And this guy's in the top 100. And not going to spoil his name. But anyways, so going into this, I wanted to try it out a little bit. And I believe, it's been a bit, but I believe I opened here with a Drush of some kind. But I could be wrong. And then, well, I guess not. Maybe a Drush later. Who knows? I forget at this point. But I've played Survivalists a lot. I'd say I win 60% of the time. I'm normally like, I talked to him about it the other night. He's like, you're half a step ahead, which I think is accurate. And I have a lot of success against him with pre-meal Drushes because he doesn't seem to do the best job of scouting them. So, didn't do that here. His scout has moved out, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, he's going to actually add a barracks himself. And, oh boy, I forgot how messy this game gets. Oh yeah, this is going to be a good one. But at this point, he has not researched the eco upgrades yet in Dark Age. But let's just review where Burgundians shine. You can research all of your eco upgrades 1H earlier. So you can go for the Fuel Age Wood upgrade now. You could also go for the Farm upgrade now if you wanted to. If you really wanted to be crazy, you could go for Wheelbarrow. I don't think the Farm or Wheelbarrow is necessarily worth it in Dark Age, but the Wood upgrade probably is. That combined with the Cavalier things I mentioned, and maybe the Costelier unique unit are the things that everyone's been talking about. Your Survivalist is going to bring in his Elephant. Well done, well done. And here I am, and I'm like, oh, okay, he's doing that thing. So I'm going to add my own barracks. You know, I forget enough of this game to actually feel like this is a live game at the moment. You know, I'm like, there's small details here, but he moves out with the militia, hits my scout. I know it's coming now. And I basically have to do one of two things. I can accept this is my life now, and I'm going to make 3 of my own militia, which is probably what would suit him because he's got the initiative. Or I can go Feudal Age, and I can, behind this, try and go for Man-at-Arms, right? In this case, the base seems pretty hard to wall. Life's a little awkward, so I'm going to make the militia. And so I've just basically adapted to the fact that I've seen him go for that. And at this point, he doesn't have scouting on any of my resources. So he doesn't really know. The ideal spot would be to hit the berries, and looks like it's his lucky freaking day. That doesn't annoy me at all. Congratulations on your scouting there, Survivalist. Just showed up right to the berries. Now, this is awkward for me because his militia were split up. My militia were split up. And so I have the tools to fight this, and he's like, boom, villager kill. Now, I really wish, for the sake of this video, that he would have researched his wood upgrade by now. Because this whole video is really to talk about Burgundians and where I think they're at. But anyways, I lose a Vil. He's going to get Loom. And I am winning the Drush War, if that counts for something. But then again, my scout's out of position. I don't know where you're going, buddy. And Survivalist with a decent fight. Loses his militia. But now mine are a bit weaker. I'm going to get Loom, and I'm going to go up as well. So behind this is essentially Drush Fast Feudal for him, which is a build that's common with a lot of Archer civilizations. He's going to add farms, pre-Horse Collar. Again, in theory, you know, you could be getting those upgrades a bit early. Not doing that just yet. Now he's going to get his wood upgrade while he's on his way to Feudal. That's a Burgundian bonus. FaZe, I'm 2k1, if you're wondering my elo. All right, so what I was saying earlier is that I had faced up against this player who would go for wacky mix of feudal age units. And I don't know if people watching me can relate, but occasionally you just have a brain fog while you're playing and you're not really thinking not playing cleanly, you're making small mistakes. When I get in those moments, what I like to do is I like to go crazy and just make it messy, because I'm going to be messy if I try and play clean anyways. So here we go. So he pulls his Vils here. And he fights it off, which is a good decision. And I'm like, ooh, I think I make more militia here. Yeah, I'm going to make more militia here. Wall up a little bit. I will get the free farm bonus, farm upgrade in the next stage. 2 lumber camps. And I'm thinking at this point, man-at-arms into scouts. Make it messy. I don't know what he's thinking, honestly. it might have been like Drush into scouts for him. Yeah, Drush into scouts. Okay. Again, it's been a bit. This is not really the point of the game that I wanted to talk about. Got the militia here. And it is something that he's not really scouted. Over here, he's attacking me. He had a weak scout, so I'm like, I'm going to win that. I'm going to win that fight easy, and I'll get back to walling. And then lost the Vil. All right, so I'm 2 villagers down. I am now behind. That said, he's had some TC idle time, so things are a bit more even on that front. Little unlucky in this game. It happens, right? The berries being there. Having the militia there, losing a villager anyways. Weak scout getting my Vil. You know, it happens. Happens to the best of us. All right, so here I come with militia. Something he did not scout. And now this is where the game starts to get fun, right? Things get messy. He tries to house wall and doesn't get the house wall. I'm going to get 1 villager kill. And I actually thought I clicked man-at-arms. Fun fact. Didn't click man-at-arms yet, so we've just got some militia. That's fine. But Survivalist does have the Castle Age wood upgrade at this point. So he's chopping wood a whole lot faster. Economically, considering I don't even have my first wood upgrade. It's much better for Burgundians. So I'm getting man-at-arms now. I'm also sending a spearman forward. A little awkward because you don't want to... I don't want him to take a fight versus me before that upgrade. And that's exactly what's going to happen. And just the small things that have been a little awkward for me here. And the big thing you can do against a scout player is you can just attack that stable. I think that Survivalists thought that house was already finished. And I'll take it. So with his TC idle time and being 2-2 with Vil kills, eco lead for myself currently. As I scouted, he had a wood line over here, which is really random. He's going to go out to gold. He's mixing in some skirms, which is perfect. I've got scouts. Was feeling really good about this position. Now, I didn't know I didn't have my freaking wood upgrade. This is where the T90 farm memes comes from. What is that farm, bro? Why am I showing this game to people? And I'm not normally bad with the farms, but when I'm a few hours in and I'm tired after a stream, that's when the farms happen. So it's your fault, audience. They're pretty bad. Anyways, he takes an engagement here. And solid micro. His scouts are all weak, though, right? So if I've got 3 or 4 scouts, this is going to be fine for me. The skirms didn't really offer all that much except for against the spear. And here I come. Like, yeah, let's get some kills. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I felt really good about that piece of scouting intel. But good reaction from him because now I've only got 2 scouts. And realistically, while I could kill a Vil, I'm going to sacrifice a lot of scout HP to deal with that. Here I come in with another scout. I'm I'd say between the two of us, I prefer to have to, like, I tend to benefit from the messy games, right? I think I'm a little bit faster, so certainly finding some benefit here. What's this, by the way? Oh, sheep. Did I steal it? I am everything that I hate. I honestly don't remember what happened with those, so. I think maybe I found them in, like, feudal age, and I was like, boop, go to the corner. Did I think he stole from me? Oh. Oh, there's a hole there. That's fun. Okay. Anyways, when you try and reposition constantly, you know, you can end up making some mistakes here, and this is where it's going to start to get a little messy. He's got 7 on gold right now for 1 archer range, which is far from ideal, as he has 300 gold. But he has the Castle Age wood upgrade against someone who doesn't have the Feudal Age wood upgrade. Disaster for me, you know? Going full Nikov over here. Feeling pretty confident that I could push forward with the scouts because he hasn't seen many of them. And I see he's got too many on gold, so I figure let's help him out. And here he is. And I ran away from the fight because I'm a caster. I suck. Why did I run away from the fight? We're going to get at least 1 Vil. We're going to get another. No. Could have been better here, and things are just feeling really smooth for me right now. I've killed 5 villagers. I have a Vil lead. And my eco, you know, at least I have the Frank farms, so that's looking all right. Also, I've taken out his scouts. Full control, 13 military versus 6. Some missteps along the way. But for the most part, I would say this T90 player has outplayed, right? Now, we're leading up towards what I want to talk about with Burgundians. And so I'll get there eventually. But the thing is about Burgundians is if you can have long, drawn-out wars in a certain age, you're essentially in the lead economically if you're taking advantage of it. So in this case, we're still in feudal age. It's 20 minutes. He's had a Castle Age upgrade for quite a bit. Now, I'm going to talk smack on some things. I'm going to say I disagree with some balance things in this video. But I'd just like to be clear. I really think being able to research your eco upgrades 1 age earlier is actually a really good idea. Okay? For as much as I complain about things that aren't added or things that are added, you know, it's also fair to say I think that's a really cool idea because build orders can change, strategy can change. I wanted these kills so badly. So I've got a spearman over here on his stable. He's actually mixing some archers. I don't know why I haven't clicked up yet, but I'm going to click up, I think. There I go. And yeah, I'm trying to kill these villagers. Yeah, it's really interesting how this time around the devs introduced an open beta. Because I feel like many people in the community feel they're assuming that whatever the devs include in an open beta is actually going to be launched in the next patch. Even content creators too, to an extent. We'll see what happens. I need to get the heck out of Dodge here. But yeah, there will probably be some future changes to Burgundians. Maybe the timing on this video isn't great. But this is present state Burgundians. This is Burgundians when they were launched. Big focus being against or being on something else that'll come up later on. I just wanted to be a nerd, you know, annoy him, see his scouts are here, then send my scouts back in if I could, that type of a deal. And now I realize, oh, shoot, I don't have my wood upgrade. Well, that's pretty bad. The good thing no one's ever going to see this game. Now, that's actually pretty good, because normally if I don't get it by this stage, I don't get it until Castle Age, because I go to get my Castle Age wood upgrade. And then I realized I didn't get my Feudal Age one, so I don't know what prompted me to look. Ooh, good walling from him there, because I've got way more upgrades. I've got attack, I've also got armor. He's kind of on the back foot here, you know. Good economy, don't get me wrong. I mean, the eco upgrades are nice, especially when I don't get mine. So let's talk about his approach. First off, he's got a crap ton of wood. That's great. So he's got a bunch of wood. I don't remember the specifics with what I did, but I think I probably opened... Oh, I went 3 stables. Oh. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. My results are normally pretty good against him, so I tend to feel comfortable going aggressive. And he's going to boom. So he's going to go 3 TCs. He's going to drop a TC on the stone. He's got some golds and stones exposed on the left side. Also, suppose this is also exposed, but the main gold's kind of there. Honestly, a knight crossbow switch would have been sick in this spot. It's like the Spanish Inquisition because it's never expected. 3 stables is almost always kind of a rough idea because you're probably not going to be able to produce out of all those stables all the time. All right, here I am. Lycav attacking the palisades, and I'm just basically... This is... The previous game on stream, we watched Spring play, and he was complaining about walls. I am now in Spring's position. Open up! Or what's that let me in meme? Let me in! I'm attacking here. I'm attacking here. I'm attacking here. I'm like, come on, man. Fight me. Fight me, man. And actually, I made it through. All right. Again, it's been a bit. Right? I'm in. He notices this, right? Hello? 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 Survivalist! Okay. Obviously, he can't hear me. This was in the past. He didn't notice, apparently, because I was attacking in so many spots. So, he's going for the boom. I find some reward for knocking on the door. I think if you were to see that and to see this, he would look back at this, and he would say, well, I should have done better there. So, eco count, 48 to 46, as I'm just kind of diving underneath TCs. Again, feeling really confident. I'm Franks. I've killed so many villagers in this game. It feels like a game I shouldn't lose. But he's on pikeman now, so I figured, all right, let's just get out of here. That's a lot of idle time. Got my second TC rolling. That's good to see. Maybe get a third TC eventually. Also go out there and get some relics. So there are things you really focus on as I go in to take this fight. Maybe a little ambitious, but I think I still win that. But yeah, there's things that you think about long-term, right? You think of economy, you think of relics, and you think of army comp. So in this case, I'll eventually get to 3 TCs, I think. My army comp, I want to be knights. If he switches into things like pikemen, I would make throwing axemen, right? There's the siege workshop. A few scorpions would be good, especially because he's got the gold exposed. He is kind of struggling to keep all of his TCs producing, you know, amongst keeping the pikemen queued, but he does have a lot of pikemen now. Feeling good. Living life against the Burgundians. Everyone thinks Burgundians are bad. Burgundians suck. Blah, blah, blah. Franks are great. Everyone has them understood. Now, earlier I could take the fight against pikemen because I had the numbers. That's a fight I'm going to want to avoid. I do avoid that there. The third TC probably could have come a whole lot faster for me, but I chose 3 stables, and then I chose the siege workshop and the monastery, right? So, first scorpion on the way. Which at this point, the only thing that was really pushing me off of his main gold was the archer, right? Definitely tempted to engage there. I've got good upgrades. Not the best, but good upgrades. And I have some scorpions and a monk. So ultimately, what I'm looking for at this point is I'm either going to, A, go in for the kill with a lot more knights and siege units. Or just keep control over the game, get the relics, which I think I'm on relic number 1 soon. And drop a bunch of castles everywhere and take this game, right? Paladins from Franks are stronger. Franks also get help, so we probably thinking about getting Axeman help out if he goes for help. Okay, he's going to drop a castle here. Right? So, it's a very defensive castle. A castle that's even deniable if my army's around there. If I'm able to break through. Doesn't feel like that's going to happen, though. I'm trying my best to hit villagers with the scorpions. Doing my thing. Also, still have Lycav attacking the house. It's been a while, but I remember checking that tree to see how much wood was on it. And alright, he gets his castle up. So I'm like, alright, great. Well, that's kind of a sign that his eco's a little bit worse than mine because he had to mine all that stone. So, let us just think about the Imperial Age. You know, just casual zebra 33 minutes in. I get my stone mining upgrades so I can get a defensive castle. I'm thinking castle here. Treb that down an imp. Win the game, right? If you've been paying attention to Burgundians, you might see the direction this could be going. And this is why I'm so... I mean, not this game, right? I've seen other examples of it working. So I'm going to start talking about it now. It's all about the Flemish militia, okay? The Flemish Revolution or Burgundian Revolution, whatever it's called. I don't even have the actual name down. Sorry. It's a tech that you can research in Imp with Burgundians that changes all of your villagers instantly into a military unit, which, just for the sake of the fact it's super gimmicky, I'm really against, and I really hope it's changed in some way. I know that might sound like an old man, but the reality is most of the people who've been around this community for a while feel like it's not AoE2, and it's a different game, right? Anyways, that's something that's on the cards, but when I saw it, I was like, there's no way when someone's ahead of you, it actually gives you a chance, right? You lose all of your eco. The best thing to do with Burgundians is to go for Cavalier Paladin, maybe open up with Halberdier here. Anyways, those are the things going through my mind at this time. He does have really good upgrades, but I also have some Scorpions here. And so I'm going to take the fight. Or not. Actually, I think twice about that. I actually did not have the final armor upgrade, so maybe it's wise that I fail on that. Ugh, not too great, right? That's a lot of Scorpions going down. That could have been better. Probably should have backed away to the castle. Ultimately, I have the castle. The enemy is stuck in Castle Age because of all the pikemen. YouTube can't see Twitch chat, but Twitch chat, what is the best counter to, let's just say, pikemen that Franks have? If you think of a unit, the best counter to infantry that Franks have. Axemen. Yeah, Axemen. Right? So I'm going to make some barracks. I'm going to mix in my own pikes. I'm a little worried about the Costiliers. Still not sure about how I feel about that unit. Now you see some expansion for Survivalist, who has done a good job at surviving. Only losing... Well, he lost a decent amount of villagers here, I suppose. But I also didn't expand my eco too much. Here you've got some house walling. I'm looking to pile on the pressure as I'm on my way to Imp. He hasn't even clicked up yet. Adding another TC and another TC. 100 villagers for myself. Soon anyways. We'll soon also be able to make a castle. He does have 51 military. That's a decent amount of military. So it is really important that I don't sacrifice Imp for military numbers. I need to have both. But the Imp time just felt natural if I needed to treb him down. Oh, run away. Jeez, dude, that was... Okay, it's all right. I'm a little slow. All right, I'm a little slow. I use my APM to, for other things. Sorry, I just couldn't. I didn't like that. Oh, I was looking over here. Duh. It was an amazing play over here. That's why I was distracted. And we caught the TC out, starting to raid with some light cav. Denying the TC, not bad. All right. So I've got 2 castles in the middle. At this point, I have 3 relics. I also have full vision. I have an extra gold. Yep, extra gold. I have vision on this extra gold. I can see my own golds. I mean, granted, I would prefer to have 140 villagers over 103. But everything has gone according to some type of a plan. I have a lead right now. Now, I'm kind of switching away from the knights. So I'm getting value, killing villagers. That is what? Villager number 20, maybe 21 I'll kill. But if you look at his vision, he doesn't really see the sides of the map. He doesn't have any relics. He'll be an Imp in a minute. Meanwhile, I'm opening with Halberdier. Granted, I really do need more numbers. And I'm going to wait for trebuchets to take out that castle. I'm going to pause for a moment. Castle on neutral gold, 3 relics, 2 castles forward, 2 trebuchets ready, enemies 30 seconds from Imp. In any other Civ matchup, this is a position I thrive from. Castles in my eco at home. Any other Civ matchup, I thrive here. Military count's rather low. Granted, like, you can go into Halb, still has to push castles, but he's not exactly going to do anything to my eco with Halbs. I can just hear someone saying, well, T90, you said don't trickle trap. I know. I could have maybe... I definitely could have waited till I had 3 or 4 traps, but I figured he's going to have to repair his castle. Now, this is what I think people need to do with Burgundians. If this tech continues to exist, I really hope it doesn't. I'll be honest. I think it needs a change. Instant Flemish Revolution. Forget about everything else. Forget about the Cavalier in 1v1s. Forget about the Paladin in 1v1s. I've seen people try that and lose for various reasons. He has turned his entire eco into military. He now has 160 military. Now, the Flemish militia, it's basically like a champion Hal. So it counters everything that I'm making. My Trebs dying to what used to be a villager. My Halberdiers would die to what used to be a villager. Had the villager lead. I have the villager lead. I have relics. I have extra golds controlled. What? So, it's ridiculous, right? It has that wow factor. We can talk after the game about if I think this should be a thing. But the revolution initially had me like, oh, well, I guess I should get fletching for my castles. And then I was like, I guess I should get murder holes. And I misclicked it to get fortified wall, which I just realized now. I didn't know what to do. And that's the thing is like, if you don't kill Burgundians at a certain point, what do I do against this? I have castles. I have villagers, but I'm just losing everything. And so the thing that gets me about this is if Survivalist does anything else, if he goes for help, if he goes for Cavalier, if he goes for hand cannons, if he does anything else, he's dead in this game. The revolution saved him. And I thought when this tech came out that it was either you can only use it when you're ahead or use it when you're behind and you're probably going to die anyways. Anyways, I'm trying my best here. The population's actually even. I'm mixing in some axemen. I do have the... Like, I don't have the resources for elite. You know, I'm missing upgrades. I'm trying my best to keep my castles up. There's just Flemish Revolution. There's Flemish militia everywhere. The revolution is... I'm up to my eyeballs in revolution at this point. So I'm starting to expand a little bit to find areas that he's not at. I really wish I would have clicked murder holes. I thought I did. Genuinely, up to this point, I thought that I had murder holes. So, this is embarrassing. But anyways, I've got 90 villagers versus 30. But I don't really have economy to create military to deal with this. The thing is as well, is let's say axemen are really, really, really good. How good are axemen to deal with 120 Flemish militia? Right? I'm always going to be outnumbered. So it's always going to be a struggle. Now, what he's going to aim to do here is basically, I think he bought a lot of food. And you just repop your vills. Repop your vills. Get your eco back up and running. While you continue to raid with the Flemish militia. And I played a game a week after this. Where I went for... I mean, the game is so freaking even right now, right? Look at the freaking bars here. The army and eco bars flip-flop. Only my idle time's off the charts. It's ridiculous. I'm repairing my TC because of a revolution. I'm trying to convert the people who are revolting to revolt against the revolters. Or the revoltai? How do you say it? I don't know. That's not it. That's for damn sure. And I'm going to lose these villagers now. And if you look at the eco stats, the revolution's still lasting, right? It's kind of fizzling out, but I'm at 75 pop. And I'll be honest with you guys, I was genuinely tilted. Castles my farming eco. 2 castles next to my trebs. TCs on extra golds. 3 relics. Everything that I have to do to close out games had happened. 20-some villager kills. He had like 4 or 5. Granted, my wood upgrade was very late and feudal, and there were some other aspects which were flawed. But I'm just like, what? I cannot believe this. By the way, this unit with 12 base attack actually owns Axeman. I mean, in one, if you have one, of course, but... Yeah, this game basically had me scatterbrained. So I'm trying to repop villagers because I know my pop's really low, while also trying to make axes where I can. He's just casually going to get hand cart. So I think in a lot of ways, this can be more refined, right? There were many aspects. Like, you know, if he didn't let me in with a lot of my armies, he would have never fallen behind. what I'm leaning towards here is that I genuinely think opening with this an imp is incredibly strong against most civs, except for maybe someone going arbalest. This is the calm after the storm, not before the storm. This is my army at this point. I had three knights and 3 monks. I didn't know what else to do. I didn't have eco. And so I'm just trying my best here. And he's going to take out my gate. I actually needed the wood. I only have 8 on wood. I needed the wood, man. Oh, God. As I'm trying to get Vills out. And this is where I'm trying to send Vills back to farms that still exist because I can't afford more farms. So you can see I'm producing out of the 2 TCs I have. And I really felt like Axemen are my best go-to at this point. Like, there's no other unit I should really go for. I'm trying to get some raids in with other groups of knights. He's now using Flemish. I guess the revolt is over, and these people are now at peace with their government, and so they're going to defend it. I don't know how exactly the storyline works, but the population has him in the lead currently, and there's a reaction there. Why not go gunpowder now? With what resources? What eco do you see that I don't see? Am I missing something here? To get chemistry is just so expensive. I have to commit everything towards axemen and upgrades, especially since I have the castles. I think it's not a realistic switch for me right now as I'm trying to get back on track. I'm adding a treb now. And I'm thinking, okay, I've got, well, if you look at the military stats now, I'm at 23. He's got 36. Now, granted, I don't have it all in the right spot. Look how little damage they take. It's absolutely insane. I really wanted to get Bearded Axe, which gives my Axeman additional range, and I also wanted to get Elite. Maybe in this case, prioritizing Elite is the play, but it's 110 pop versus 150. His economy is actually stronger now. Well, we started all this as he's making more Flemish militia. He's making more. He's paying for him this time. He is paying for more revolters. Anyways, you know, when this craziness started, as I am getting Bearded Axe now, I had a 20 villager lead with 3 relics and all the control in the world. I still have golds. I don't have too much control. So I'm going to try and make a choke point for my units if he comes in. Because I'm like, at this point, I'm realizing how strong these things are. So I'm going to try and make a choke. And maybe even a little house wall for my trebs. So I don't have Elite yet. It's kind of hard to get Elite when you go down to 50 villagers at one point in Imp. I don't have Elite yet. I have full blacksmith upgrades and trebs. Hey, you idiot. The person in the blue. Stop doing that. Okay. So he has 80 military. I have 50. And, I mean, in this case, he actually used his greater economy to pay for it. And I'm just thinking, wait, what? Wait a second. And so here's the fight. I've got Halbs in front. I've got Castle Fire. Castle does have fletching, so it helps a little bit. It is a fight that I'm feeling I should win, based on what I know about Axemen. It is a fight I'm going to win. At least, I mean, he bails from, which gives me an opportunity to force a fight against the castle again. I'm going to try and drop a castle over here. I don't know if I noticed this in game, but that's to protect my eco because I think I've got the castles up everywhere to win this game. The thing about these units is they have such insane damage output when they hit you. But he also, what are they, 60 food, 20 gold to make? They're not the cheapest unit to make, in all fairness. If you're going to produce them. To get the, words are hard here. Words are hard. Okay, I just forgot what I was going to say. Forget about that. Never mind. So, you know how hindsight's 2020? I think at this point, I need to prioritize Elite Axe as opposed to queuing Vills. I'm trying to get my pop-up, which I need to do. But maybe it makes sense for me to prioritize Elite Axemen. Anyways, houses around the trebs. And now I'm like, wait a second. I don't know. Guys, this game, it changed how I viewed the world. Oh, you freaking trap. It changed how I view things because I just didn't think going into this that this was a strat that would bring you back. Does he have ballistics on his trebs or what? My axeman just got hit. And so I'm actually so terrified to go into engagements right now because I just don't trust my units anymore. I don't believe that they will actually win. Anyways, he's taking out my houses, which isn't too exciting for the people that live there. I figured his eco is looking good because of the score, so I'm going to try and raid with light cav. I'm going to move over here now to push his eco. I could notice that he'd expanded. And I also was getting hit with these Flemish militia in random areas of my eco, so I'm trying to patrol axemen around there. Now I kind of have the eco for chemistry. Again, I think hindsight tells me I should have probably gone for lead axeman first, but I'm pushing his TCs. He's getting armor. Here I come with the raid to kill absolutely nothing. And here he comes with Flemish militia. Do I have? How many relics do I have? I've got 3 relics to 1. I realize this is happening, so I'm starting to repair the castle and build buildings around it. But I only have 1 ball, so I've got to back away. I've got to go over there to deal with this. Giving him time, right, you know, to do whatever he wants economically. But still, at the end of the day, I've had both the neutral golds. I still have plenty of my own gold to work with. And I'm back up to 100 villagers. Is this a good game, or is this a good game? Like, win or lose here, I have a lot of opinions, lots of things I want to talk about and show you. But this is actually a really solid game. At one point, our population both dropped to like 70. And it's back up. Where's my army? Hurry up! I'm getting murder holes. I realized it. I'm like, I need murder holes. Give me murder holes, man. And so I'm repairing my castle. Murder holes could have been so important for me. I'm patrolling in the axes. Trying to keep the castle up. And these things that used to be villagers are taking out my castles. The unit is sick. It is so sick. It's very situational. But at the very least for a unit, if you have 5 or 6 TCs when you get early imp, at the very least, get this tech and then just repop in vills regardless of where you're at. Because no one's going to be able to compete with 100 some units. And then he came in here with Elite Costilier. And this is when I realized I just lost the game. How did I just lose the game? There's no pressure on his eco, right? For such a long period of time. Now, if you look at the eco KD, I've lost so many vills. I've had to repop. My axemen are chasing. They're so... I'm always in one spot, right? And they're not... For me, when I look at this fight, it doesn't seem like the axemen are ever good enough unless I have a much bigger lead than I did, which at the time was villagers, relics, and all gold control, right? And lots of aspects could have been better. I'm patrolling axemen here because he's raiding. Patrolling axemen here because he was raiding. Trying to be in everywhere at once. And then the Costiliers are just here to finish the job. And oh my goodness, man! Oh my goodness, I just get absolutely slaughtered. And I say, GG, well played. And that's when it hit me. That this technology... Yep, it's probably the best play I've seen from Burgundians yet. And I've seen more since, but here's the deal. This civilization, according to the open beta, is going to receive further buffs. I don't know if they're planning on changing the Flemish militia themselves at all. But like that, look at that! Now, granted, he had 2,000 more food. But I had 3,000 more gold. I had more stone. I had 3 relics collected. I was winning the game in a good spot with castles all over the map. And I got spanked to a different dimension. So, I'm just saying that Burgundians and the Flemish Revolution is legitimately terrifying. And I also think it's a little civ... It also depends on the civilizations too, right? I think that if you have the Flemish Revolution against Mayans will ideally have 50 arbs at that point. I think Arbalests are going to shred the Flemish militia. But if you think of Franks, let's say strong Cav civilizations, and maybe even infantry, At least if the Flemish militia aren't changed. You've got Franks. You've got, let's say, Celts, for example. Because I played a game where it was pretty similar a couple days later. I just tried it. I got Burgundians against Celts. Enemy was going into Hal Bloodraider, and I went Flemish militia and won the game. Because he had no eco afterwards, and I just replenished eco, right? So yeah, just lots to think about. I think there's a lot of Civ matchups where this can work well. It is... I wish it would be changed, man. I will not change my opinion on that. Not because I lost, obviously. I wanted to show you the best example of this tech being used, and it just happened to be in one of the games I lost. But, like, the thing is, it's just instantly getting anything in Age of Empires has never really been a thing. If you think of the Kuman's unique technology, you get 10 free kip checks, but you have to produce it. I wouldn't mind if it was like, I think it'd be really cool if you could produce X amount of these things for free from your town centers. That way you at least have to wait for them to produce as opposed to the instant change. I'm not really sure if I'm going to come up with the best suggestion for the change, honestly. But it's a little too gimmicky for me. If it stays, it stays. I'm here, for life with Age of Empires. But yeah, that was the thing. It was pretty incredible, man. And, credit to Survivalists for playing it the way he did. What's crazy to me about that game is I think if he goes for any of his actual units, he loses in that situation. Which to me tells me it is something that you can use if you're in better positions as Burgundians, where you could justify going Paladin. But what if you go Paladin and Flemish Militia too? Is that not possible? In some ways, it's more expensive, but I think it might be possible. Anyways, now I would love to say to you guys that I have found this great, unique way to play the Sicilians, the other new Civ. I'd love to say to you guys, wow, guys, I've looked into so many different things, and Sicilians, they just haven't been figured out yet. Sicilians are so exciting. They're so strong, and I can't wait to show you this. I would love to do that. I can't. I'm sorry. I've tried it. I've tried to play them. I've looked at games. The win rates are awful. Sicilians are going to need a change. So that's kind of where we're at. But I hope you guys enjoyed this and it made you think a little bit. Now, obviously, there's a lot of things there that both of us could have done differently, but I thought it was a really good, entertaining game at the very least, even if you disagree with all my input and comments regarding the units themselves.